So you hear the term AI thrown around all the time, right? But it's not just some tech buzzword anymore. It's actually like quietly becoming the engine behind our creativity or industries, and yeah, even our biggest scientific breakthroughs. But what does it actually look like? How is it changing things from the content on your screen to, the future of work itself? All right, let's get into it.
And that's a question we all kind of have to start asking ourselves. Because, depending on where you look, AI is playing all of these roles at the exact same time. So today, we're going to break down 4 key areas where you can see this ripple effect happening, like right now.
Okay, so first up, let's bring it down to the personal level. Your creativity. If you're a creator, if you're making stuff for YouTube, for social media, the whole process is about to get a huge upgrade, and companies like Adobe are leading the charge.
So, say hello to something they're calling Project Moonlight. The idea is it's actually super simple, but really, really powerful. You literally just type out your vision for, say, a social media campaign, and then the AI, it acts like your own personal creative director. It jumps between all your different Adobe apps, coordinates everything, and spits out content that's perfectly tailored to your style. This is a big shift, right? We're moving away from just using a tool to basically having a creative partner.
But here's the thing, Moonlight is so much more than just another image generator. You gotta think of it like a central command post, an assistant that's totally context-aware. It knows your brand, it knows your style, it knows what photos and videos you already have. And get this, it even digs into your social media data to figure out what's gonna pop off, what's gonna perform best, to actually help you grow your audience. That's a game changer. And this quote, man, it just perfectly sums up Adobe's whole strategy here. They're not just building another single AI tool, another instrument. No, they're building an AI conductor who can lead this whole orchestra of specialized AIs in Photoshop, in Premiere, you name it, all working in harmony for you. And this whole idea of orchestration, that's the key. And it's the perfect lead-in to our next point, where we're seeing the exact same idea play out, but on a much, much bigger scale. Right? Because all that incredible software, it needs a physical brain to run on. And right now, there's a massive industrial arms race heating up to build the super powerful chips these AI models need to function. So to really get a grip on this battle, you have to start with one name, Nvidia. I mean, look at this. Right now, they have an absolutely insane 90% stranglehold on the entire AI chip market. But you know how it goes. That level of dominance, it's like a magnet for competition.
And that's where Qualcomm steps in. But they're playing it smart. They're not trying to go head-to-head with Nvidia on training. That's the super heavy lifting of actually building these giant AI models from scratch. Nope. Instead, they're placing their bets on inference. Okay, think of it like this. Training is like writing the entire cookbook. It's a huge, one-time effort. But inference? That's actually using the recipes from the book to bake millions and millions of cakes. It happens way more often. So it's a totally different but absolutely enormous part of the market. And Qualcomm is coming in with these flexible, modular systems aimed squarely at the big cloud providers who are craving more options and more control.
And why are they making this massive bet? Well, just look at this number, $6.7 trillion. That's the projected investment into new AI data centers by 2030. That is a gigantic pie, and you better believe Qualcomm is coming to get its slice. But this hardware arms race, it's not just about which company makes the most money. It's also fueling a whole new era of scientific discovery. We're seeing governments and private companies join forces to build these incredible machines designed to solve some of humanity's biggest, toughest challenges. Perfect example, the US Department of Energy. They're teaming up with Nvidia and Oracle to build a brand new AI supercomputer called Solstice. And just try to wrap your head around this. It's going to be powered by 100,000 of Nvidia's absolute top-of-the-line Blackwell GPUs. And to put that into perspective for you, that system, along with a smaller one they're building, will deliver a combined 2,200 exaflops of AI performance. That's a level of computing power that is almost impossible to imagine. And it's all being pointed at scientific research. But research for what exactly? Well, the end game here is to create something called agentic scientists. And no, we're not just talking about fancier tools to help human researchers do their job. The vision, the big dream, is to build AI that can conduct its own research, completely autonomously. We're talking about an AI that can come up with its own hypotheses, run its own experiments, discover new materials for batteries, or build better climate models, all by itself. It's wild. Okay, so we've seen how AI is hitting our creativity, our industries, and our scientific future. But that brings us to maybe the most direct, most personal ripple of them all, the impact on our jobs. And for a real-world look at this, you don't have to look any further than Amazon. The company is in the middle of cutting 14,000 corporate jobs, and it's happening as they push to integrate AI deeper and deeper into their day-to-day operations.
Now, to be fair, and for some context, those 14,000 jobs are coming out of a corporate workforce of about 350,000 people. And that's just a slice of Amazon's total global team, which is a mind-boggling 1.5 million people. Still, it's a pretty clear signal of a much bigger shift that's happening.
So you have to ask, why is this happening? Well, according to Amazon, it's all about using AI to automate those routine corporate tasks. Things like generating reports, scheduling complicated logistics, so they can flatten out all that bureaucracy, cut down on layers of management, and just operate faster and leaner. The takeaway here is that this isn't just about cutting costs. It's a fundamental rewrite of how the company works, and AI is right at the heart of it.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, this AI ripple effect, it's touching pretty much everything. It's changing the very way we express ourselves. It's giving us creative tools that feel less like software and more like actual partners. And at the same time, it's totally redefining the foundations of the tech world. I mean, it's sparking this multi-trillion-dollar arms race for the silicon brains that power everything. And on the grandest scale, it's becoming the key to unlocking what's next for humanity. Powering these unbelievable supercomputers that might just solve our biggest problems. And then, in the most immediate, most tangible way possible, it's forcing a complete reorganization of the modern workforce. We're talking from the warehouse floor all the way up to the corner office.
Look, this technology isn't coming soon anymore. It's here, and the waves it's making are only getting bigger. It's becoming our creative co-pilot, the engine of our new economy, and the architect of the future of work. The question isn't if this is all happening anymore. The only question now is, are you ready?